For sure. With constant roster changes, Hazel in, Ray in, finally just opting to go for Ray and Chadera over Marky and Hazel. And so far, you're right, they have been able to find the consistent ground to perform properly. Because we have seen this team basically go very super high highs and super low lows throughout the season. They've been able to beat top teams, but also lose out against the bottom teams. And this is a match that they will have to go all out for. 2 more wins secure their victory. It all starts with the coaches.
Of course, the coaches from both teams, Jack Lee, Kaiseus, Lovesy, and also Ura, which is the key to victory.
Dewa melaju
Talking about
playoff?
Dewa United now in a much more
Kita saksikan
in-game
guys sama-sama.
analytical sphere.
Kita lihat
We can talk about Drian now. Of course, Drian has been the
Itu lagi
catalyst
kuat-kuatnya nih
for
guys.
Dewa United's typical
Minggu lalu
flexible
menang ya.
drafting. It has been a Drian-focused draft, but this is a problem where teams now are preparing
Dewa
a
lagi
deny
lost streak
towards
minggu
this draft
kemarin.
because they're trying to constantly look for angles and loopholes where they can exploit this Drian-focused draft. Meanwhile, they also
Feeling
try to
masih
flex towards Watt, which is also renowned for
Geekfam.
the fighter types of roles in the gold lane. So does this really create that sort of exploit angle for the teams playing against Dewa United?
I think so. For Dewa, they've been very, very multidimensional with Drian's picks. With Watt, sometimes you do see him go on with the traditional cheese picks that he is known for. But seriously, for Dewa, it's actually quite one-dimensional if you look at it
Walaupun
with the big picture. They're multidimensional with just
Guys,
Drian's
biar
picks.
bisa
But
lolos,
over
Kalau kalah udah
that, it's really nothing
kemungkinan
special
nggak
for the
lolosnya
team. They
besar.
haven't been able
Bahkan mungkin
to make
100% dia
any
nggak lolos playoff.
other role and draft work except for Drian. So, for a lot of teams, the strategy is just ban out Drian and counter whatever he wants to do. If he picks up some Minotaur, you want to out-team fight him, or you want to just split push. If he goes for the damaged dealers, then the same thing happens. You either out-damage him, or you go and split. And we get to see that in the keys to victory here, presented by Samsung Galaxy
Keys
S24
to
series.
victory.
Counterplay Dewa's Drian-centric play. Like we said, there's multiple
Drian
ways to actually beat
sentrisnya nih.
the Drian-centric gameplay. You either ban him out, force him on a hero that he's not comfortable with, even though he gets a cheese pick, even though he gets a pick that we are not used to seeing. We've seen him fail on those. The Lilita pick wasn't really the best pick for him, and
Drian harus
optimizing
dimatiin
Luke as a
sama
playmaking
Geek,
XP laner.
sama
I think
Luke
last
ini
game or last
dikasih
match that we saw, Geekfam
dikasih
played,
hero-hero
the
yang
reason they were able to win was when
buka
Luke was given
buka war gitu
these
guys.
playmaking picks on the Lapu Lapu, on the Rubies, any pick in the XP that can initiate, that can playmake in the back is just really, really good for a Geek. That's his signature, Luke. And for Dewa, they're going to have to read these keys to victory as well. Play with Drian and bring the Season 12 early aggression gameplay. So, we were talking about the roster of Shaco,
kunci
maybe
kemenangannya
joining
di
back in with
Drian nih.
Lanaya as well to
Dia harus main
create the
agresif
old
dari
roster
awal.
of Dewa United that was able to get to playoffs. But now they have Drian. I say, use Drian, use that flexibility, but play the way you did in
Mungkin
Season
juga harus
12.
ngeluarin
In Season 12, they weren't
strat yang baru gitu.
it wasn't dictated by just one
Kayaknya
dude.
banyak
And
banget
for
Dewa
this
ini
Dewa,
stratnya.
it is unfortunately very Drian-centric. It has given them wins, but now they need to be a bit more multidimensional. They need to find a lot more ways to win the game. And I think Gary has the opportunity to do that. I think for Dixon and Kays and Watt, we've seen that before. They need to utilize that in the draft and in the game. And hope diminishing, start exploring more cheese strat and draft. They have been very, very creative. I would say they've been overly creative sometimes, just countering one hero with 3. And it hasn't really paid off. But if they are able to utilize not just Drian's cheese pick, but also Mr. Watt in the gold lane with either another fighter, but having more core fundamentals in the draft as well to make those cheese picks work, this is going to be a scary team. They can actually still make it to playoffs. But remember, hope is diminishing. 2 more losses and they are out.
Defeat is not an option, of course, for Dewa United. We talk about how Drian is also so flexible, but we also have Watt, who is pulling out the Minotaur against the Harith. Also,
Oke guys, kita ke drafting phase-nya nih.
like a fighter type of role for him. So yeah, this all can be sorted out in the drafting phase,
Geek first
presented
pick.
by the official tournament
Dewa
smartphone Samsung
second.
Galaxy
Ben
S24
Mino
series. Of course,
akan
now 2 quick bans from both
Matilda
sides.
Harit-Harit nih
The Minotaur
pasti
and the
di ban
Akai
guys.
taken out because Gary actually has been so solid with the Akai, and it also is able to be flexed either going in the hands of Drian or in the hands of Gary.
Very much
Dan
of a
ketiga apa nih?
respect ban here from side of Geek, right?
Buat hero-nya Watt
One for
atau
Adrian and one
Fredrin.
for Gary. Let's see here the response. Okay, Harith and Matilda, straightforward. You want to ban out the Pyro
Oh,
heroes
Nathan.
also. And another interesting ban here from the side of Geek. They realize the potential of Natan in the hands of Watt.
Nathan tuh hero late
So
game,
3
parah.
bans towards 3 different laners.
What is the player that you also want to cash in and bank on? You know, regardless of the flexible picks he has, traditionally playing that marksman role, he is given that carry, you know, responsibility, and given
Dewa,
that
Dewa
he
benar
has his hands on the Natan, maybe the Harith, the carry as well,
Florin,
he could really excel
Florin
and
untuk balon.
carry Dewa United to victory.
I think that's the way to go, right? We were talking about that in the keys to victory, whether you want to utilize Watt's cheese
Mahal
picks.
sih kalau ban
And the
Florin.
Natan technically is not
Banyak
cheap, but
hero
it is
yang
a
kebuka.
very consistent tool
Chip,
that
ada
Dewa
chip.
can utilize if they want to go back to the
Arrot.
Watt-centric gameplay that we know them for in the previous season. The Arlet will be banned
Oh,
away. That
Loi.
flex potential will be taken out, but they leave out the Loi
Langsung di first
to the
pick
hands of
Loi.
Geek, and Geek will be very happy to take that away, man. A boy is a very consistent mid laner, and he's a very
Jadi Loi
creative
ini
mid
hero
laner.
prioritas
With
semua
the
tim.
Loi in his hands, there's going to be crazy flanks happening. Expect Beloy to get some flashy picks as
Loi
well.
Aboy.
Speaking of
Oke.
Beloy, a comment from him saying, and Geekfam's improvement key, Ray, who is already on fire. So of course, one of the reasons why Geekfam is able to improve so much
Hero
is because
assassin
of
kah
Ray.
akan
You know,
keluar
Marco
di
mentioned it.
match kali ini?
Retribution is going to be something that he's fishing for in the on-point retributions and all that is in the hands of Ray. You know, back to the draft phase where they take on the
Fredrin.
chip
Masih
and the
tank,
Fredrin.
guys.
One counter to chip that we
Jungle
actually
tank
did talk about was the
masih
Carmilla,
mendominasi
in which
Dewa.
you know the Carmilla will be so happy having a lot of people just
wait,
clamping over, but it's gonna be
Hellcard
Hellcard
sama
debut pick.
Hey.
Hellcard.
Barat. Ini pertama guys,
Interesting.
Hellcard
Very
di
interesting.
MPL
We were
Edition 13.
told this pick is
Week 9.
going to be present in week 9. It looks like it's open now. I just
Udah
really want to wait for
open
confirmation
ternyata
on this.
Hellcard. Karena kan baru
But yeah,
dari Geekfam
Hellcard
tuh
makes its
beberapa
debut in
minggu
season
kebelakang
13. Still,
baru bisa
with the Barats, it
pick
really
di
creates the question, yo,
week
where the heck is this
ke-8
Hellcard
berarti,
going to
guys.
go? We have seen a lot of analysts as well, a lot of
Untuk di
players
MPL ya.
on social media play this Hellcard as a roamer. Now, will the Hellcard be a roamer, or will the Hellcard
Novaria
be
Novaria
a
ini
jungle? Then the Barats
bisa
could actually be
menjadi-
flexed into the XP, could also be flexed
bisa
into
menjadi
jungle. So
counter
for
dari
Geekfam,
Hellcard.
they have a lot to play with. Meanwhile, for Dewa, they pick a Novaria into the Hellcard, man. They are confident that
Atau
they will
menjadi
have
makanan
enough
empuk
peel for
Hellcard,
this
guys.
Novaria.
I mean, technically, it's quite hard to catch Novaria, right? Sure, you're Hellcard, sure, you can use
Kita
the
lihat
Dog
gameplay,
but let's
gameplay
see here. Where
Dewa nih,
will this
biar
Hellcard
bisa
go? Barat still technically can go
lolos
to the
ya.
EXP.
Seru
Again,
kalau
with the
Dewa
chip,
menang guys.
I'm really not convinced here. Even without Carmilla, even we saw what Dreams did with the Carmilla countering the chip, but even without chip last week, very low
Darah,
percentage.
darah.
I'm not convinced that chip is a
Trial pick?
prior pick.
I agree. I have to agree,
It's an
especially with...
overrated hero.
And you're almost forced to ban
Bruno.
out the Carmilla, technically, right?
Bruno.
And I think that's what Geekfam are playing with. They're trying to bait out that ban so that
Next
they will
ball.
kind of waste one slot on the
Next
Carmilla
ball
ban.
ini
'Cause if
ganggu
they
banget
don't,
guys buat
I
Barat
think
nih.
for Geekfam, they could very easily just flex the Hellcurt into the
Jadi
jungle,
Dino
flex the Barats
panggang
into
ya.
XP, and then pick up something like a Carmilla. Or really, all the other picks that have been utilized to counter the chip. Just
Yeah.
the Faramis as well, technically, that's still up for grabs. But Loy has played it in the roam, right? I mean, this is a very crazy draft that they have. Or, hey, we've seen Yaoi and Yehezkiel combo the Loyi with a Tigreal.
And the way they played it was very beautiful. You know, the diversion to the
Opsi
implosion
MM
onto the backline.
di ban
That
semua nih.
is one of the best
Nathan,
synergies I've
Cloud.
ever seen so far. But yeah, on the topic of Chip, I
Bruno,
feel like he excels
terus yang
more when you have
tersisa
a Luoyi
mungkin
in your team, so you
Brody.
can always go around the map and you have that macro control in the whole entire
Kari,
map. But now,
Kari.
of course, interesting picks from Geekfam with the Barats and Hellcurt that they have. But the Terizla ban will wrap up the second phase of bans now for Dewa. What do they want to pick to complement this Navaria,
Combo, yeah.
Fredrin, chip because
Kombonya bakal
I feel like
gila
they
ini
need someone that
Roy
can burst
sama
down.
Hellcat
The players of Geekfam, they'll pick up the Roger for what? A safe option for the marksman of Dewa United.
The usual combination when you have a chip, you want to have as many brawls as possible. So getting a brawler like the Roger definitely will help facilitate the chip or enable the chip even more. Thing is, for Geekfam, if you guys noticed last week, they played the chip and they were up against Carmilla and they did super well. But utilizing the chip not just for random brawls on the map, not just for ganks, but to get prio overall in the map. So it's more of map control over just ganks. And Moskov will definitely add into the fact that they have more goal presence to play with. So it's a Moskov and a Loyi, the double TP combo, just not with the chip. And the last pick will be that Ruby. And still, we technically don't know where this Ruby, where this Hellcat, the Barats, where is it gonna go? I have no idea.
Jungler
Hellcat,
guys.
Ruby roll, Hellcat jungle, Barats XP.
See, my guess is a bit different.
Wow, what's your guess?
Hellcat roam, Ruby XP, Barats jungle.
Wow, okay, interesting angle from Miracle. But I feel like with the Hellcat pick, they kind of want to play it safe.
Ruby XP.
Okay, it depends on the XP.
Yeah, of course.
Barat,
the XP
Jungler.
as well.
Banyak
Yeah,
opsinya.
we will have to see how
Nanti kita
Geekfam
lihat,
wants
guys.
to play this Hellcat. But Dewa United
Dari
now
Dewa,
gonna confirm their last pick
last pick
in this drafting phase. Who will
harusnya
they
XP,
go
kalau
for?
nggak Jungler.
Reminding that they have a solid lineup so far, and it will be the
Yuzong.
Yuzong. Okay, like what
Okay,
Mirko mentioned,
XP
they
Yuzong.
need brawlers, and they have the Roger, the Fredrin, and the Yuzong to complement this chip shortcut.
Okay, so I believe it is Hellcat roam based on the swaps.
Wow.
But we'll see again here.
Oh,
But yeah, the Hellcat has been
Hellcat
utilized
roam,
by
guys.
a lot of streamers, analysts, etc. With roam, because you get the passive instantly, and even your stinger stacks.
Mirip-mirip
you get it
Saber
without
ini,
basic
guys.
attacking now. You just
Saber roam.
randomly get it. It just regenerates. So it actually creates a pretty good spot for the Hellcat to be utilized as a roamer, but we'll get our confirmation very soon. And it is
bener.
Hellcat
Baloy
roam
pakai
Baloyski
Hellcat.
on the Hellcat lineup rating and the counter index. The Dewa United though, this is a very unorthodox pick for Geekfam, so we'll have to see if they can make it work.
I believe this is the first execute in season 13
Execute, okay.
that has been brought by a
Tank
team.
KDA ini,
It's
guys.
going to be Baloyski.
Battle
Oke,
towards
kita
playoff starts
lanjut ke
today.
in-game guys.
Week 8 sees the gods take on the Geeks.
Dewa
Will the gods
United
once again bleed,
lawan
or will they be able to
Geekfam,
give the
match
retribution
pertama.
needed? It is going to be Geekfam against
Let's
Dewa
go.
United.
Let's see who will take the first game, ladies and gentlemen.
Draft gue suka yang kiri guys.
Geekfam, they need
Geekfam
a win to
akan ada
solidify
Hellcat
themselves in
Rom
playoff
ya,
contention.
baru.
Meanwhile, Dewa United, they're at the bottom. They desperately need a win to help increase their odds to
Seperti biasa.
Talk about,
Oh.
my, wow. What? I was about to ask Mirko, talk to us about how this Hellcat will operate
Mulai
played
ini
in Rome. And you can see, the kill
hero-nya,
potential is so high,
hero
it almost got K's in that
haram,
skirmish
guys.
in mid.
Yeah, the lethal ignition procs almost instantly, technically, if you get those the stinger down.
Yeah.
And you basically saw that. I think if a boy got his lethal ignition down too, and Baloyski pop execute, that would have been easy first blood for Geekfam.
Loncat,
Just notice
set.
how this Hellcat is going to be played. He's just constantly going to go to the back. It kind of reminds me of how Natalia is
Oke,
played. And if you know
hampir
Baloy,
diloncatin.
that's his choice, that's his pick. Now with the Rupture and the Master Assassin, just expect him to literally be Natalia. Actually, the way he plays, even with the execute, so very similar. You can draw parallels to that pick. And for Baloyski, the only thing that's different than Natalia is usually for Natalia, you get the invisibility.
keep that
For
time.
him, he gets that terrify.
Forgot though from Adrian actually
Mantap.
catches Red off guard with the petrify as
Salah,
well.
guys, move-nya,
Barely
guys.
claims the first blood. Now Luke has space to back away, but that's
Chip mengubah.
already an early win for Dewa United. Oh, Baloyski
Oh.
almost catching Keys here. Remember, Keys no flicker early. So again, Geek looking for compensation, does not get it yet.
Geekfam got caught in their own aggression up top. And it is going to be
Training
Raid
pace
going down
KDA
with a
lumayan,
near
guys.
turtle contest soon. But of course, oh, another fight down bottom.
2v1 situation. Chidera
Oh,
actually
hampir.
is able to get out of that. Actually, Watt is also quite low as well.
Hampir,
Now
hampir.
hovering around, helping Watt to clear. That will be Watt, I believe, getting some extra goal. Now let's see here.
Atau
Neutral
pertama.
objective take. Ray is a baby.
Kayaknya di turtle pertama harusnya
Into this
dipegang
Dragon
ini
Form
guys.
used up as
Dewa,
well
Dewa.
as the Daytona's welcome. Reboy now being the target. Gary
kan?
securing the turtle. Dion
Red Dream
isolated and he will be taken out here by
Ih,
a boy
banget ada yang
surely.
turtle.
And that is a kill for a turtle.
Off the bat,
Gampang dapet
Geekfam gonna lose out in this
gara-gara
battle.
Gary-nya
They will
nawarnya
find the kill
kecepatan
only
ya.
onto Chip though. Unfortunately for Geekfam, this is a big advantage for Dewa in the early to mid game. Remember, with the chip, they get going real fast. So right now, Drian has finally gotten that shortcut to play with those portals around the map. And this is where Beloyski is going to have a little bit of a tougher time. You would expect him to actually get an advantage earlier on so that he could actually utilize that snowball. But now that Dewa will technically be clumping up for the most part with the chip, it actually makes it a bit more difficult for Beloyski to even utilize the Master Assassin and get those pickoffs around the map. The good thing though is now technically you have an AoE Terrify in your kit and you can punish the chip. Still, Watt has Purify and they have a lot of counter initiations or counterplay methods. Dewa United, a lot of taunts, a lot of heal if Helker does win that deal.
Solid prediction though by Samsung Galaxy S24 series. Oh, unanimous decision towards Geekfam, so no one's predicting Dewa United will win, but they could the odds now. Gary.
Kan? Susah guys.
Beloyski even
Susah,
without
ternyata
the
susah
spell
ya.
he will not be able to. It wasn't executed as
Helker
well.
nih.
Now they move
Dijepit.
onwards towards Shadera here in the bottom side of the map. Shadera 3v1 with a shortcut as well. Oh, everything going on in the kitchen sink. Shadera will not survive this one. Ray
nice, lumayan dapat.
and actually finds a trade as Watt now. Might
Satu
be
tukar satu.
targeted and he will find
satu
the skill
tukar
shot
dua.
towards Watt. Double kill
Satu tukar tiga,
already
guys.
for Ray. Geek on the other side of the map responds
Roy
as well.
mengubah.
Drian now actually quite low, but is able to get out of that. And Geek, they actually find the right rates.
That was an audacious dive from Dewa United. They like put the portal under
Roy mengubah
the
jalan
turret and
pertandingan
had
tadi
like
guys.
4 members just
Roy teleport.
quarreling around Chadera. Thankfully though, Geekfam was quick on the response and they were able to get the trades here and there.
Might go for another.
Let's see here, Drian
Dilepas.
looking for an opening as
Turtle.
well as
Dilepas.
the Black Dragon form. Nope, they
Free
will not
turtle.
commit on towards a fight. They just want the newt.
So far it's 2-0 for the neutrals. In the hands of Dewa United. Gary has been on point in the contest so far. But Geekfam, I could see
Teleport
their
ke bawah nih.
potential, their threats. With the Helker just trying to move behind the shadows, it just creates this pressure that is constantly given towards Dewa United.
And there was just
Ya,
actually
ketahuan Baloy.
Not the shortcut just yet. Not really in any spot to look for any crazy skirmishes. I think for Dewa, they've improved a whole lot here from the way they're playing. Again, just focusing on the neutral objectives, not really going for unnecessary dives and team fights like the previous week Dewa would do. So for Dewa, really, it's all about how they utilize this lead. Even though it's just 600, a boy might just be take. Oh, he hits the wall.
Wrong flicker, and Gary will
Flicker
capitalize
mentok,
on
guys.
the other
Nice.
side. Good flicker
Red
by Drian to sidestep from that Daytona's welcome.
Oh, Ray,
The boy
Ray,
wasn't able to
Ray.
escape.
That was
Uncharacteristic.
uncharacteristic and questionable
Chip
as well from a
flicker,
boy. He couldn't,
Lukun,
he wasn't
kena
able
nih
to get
Lukun.
past the wall as well with the flicker though. So Geekfam, they lose a boy, looking for another one for Dewa United.
2v2 top side.
Oh.
Black Dragon form committed. They will not commit on towards business. Gary and
Wang
Dixon
naga.
will get out of the top lane. Maybe he will actually go to here.
Ya, tempur itu 2 tahun baru kelar.
No, will they invade the purple? I
Ah,
think so.
kan?
Bottom side of the map here. Katie's looking for an opening. Oh,
Nggak
boy.
dapet kan?
Wrong diversion.
Susah,
play.
guys, incer.
Shortcut was there, and there why you know
Ah,
they
kan
will
dapet
find
juga
another kill
akhirnya.
on towards
Baloy.
Katie's actually. Let's see, Watts looking for a kill on towards Luke and gets it. Oh my goodness, Watts is
Ayo,
on
Kadera.
line.
Kadera.
Almost gets out of that,
Back
but
out,
actually
fight.
will be punished. Now, Patience Rat committed. Drian will be taken out. Gary, nowhere to run,
guys.
and
Warning.
Geefam seems like they will capitalize on Gary. Ooh. Good
Hampir.
sidestep. He's actually able to
Free
recall
turtle
that
sih
unless he
harusnya.
says otherwise.
Buat Geek.
It's a good.
Oh!
That's a good spear by Chidera. And he will fall.
Beloyski
Ya,
again
ternyata ya.
with the constant
Apa dia item?
kill threat. We're talking about how
Following.
Geekfam was disconnected in the first phase of that fight, but the backup came and they were in sync, they were in unison. So Dewa United, they had to lose that, and now the goal lead swings towards Geekfam.
Wow, instantly with just one big team fight. And it feels like it's just right on cue,
Oh,
right? I just
they
mentioned how
ambil
Dewa,
case.
they are being more disciplined in the
Okay,
early game
daripada
and how they
diambil
utilize that
Ray.
lead, and then they overextend right on cue. Right as they got a boy, and they've already actually escaped from Beloyski's assassination attempt, but now Drian.
Oh, on towards the crash course. Luke now caught with the sun. It will help Gary secure the kill. And Beloyski does not want business even popping the Dark Knight Falls there. And it's still a very, very stalemate-ish match.
You can look at how Dewa United will always have the man advantage with the shortcut if Drian is on the proximity.
Ingat,
But then
Hellcat,
again,
guys.
the way Beloyski can just
Menang
pounce
ada Hellcat
closely
early ini.
and just throw the stingers,
kayaknya
it is going to
kurang
hurt
berjalan.
more for Dewa United when they get caught in the 1v1s, in the 2v1s, the isolated members.
Ah, kena nih.
Look, you can kill Case!
Ah, kan?
This is
Wow.
why. This is why
Itulah
Hunter was
kegunaan
used.
Hellcat.
Novaria is going to be... Oh, his food.
Nice.
Goodness. Good response, actually, by Geek. Again, catching Dixon now.
Gokil,
Two members
teleport
out,
boy ini emang.
and they might extend. Let's see, Gary, Watt, and Drian will not be able to defend that bottom tier 1. Geekfam, they move with 5 Dark Knight Falls
Dapat lagi
committed. Oh my lord,
Walau,
Watt's
hampir
half
aja.
HP. Oh, why did you jump
Ah,
on towards
ditelan
5
nih.
men? Drian, he will be punished. They
Wah,
might
Geek.
get another
Geek
extra
kuat nih,
turn
Geek.
in the bottom side of the map. And
Gokil.
Geekfam, they have the jungles of Dewa United.
Just talked about it. Beloyski shows his fangs when needs be. And there goes the Hellcat. It will snowball to that point of no return for Geekfam.
I mean, we did say the way he's gonna play this, the
Tapi
way he
Paolo
played
itu
Natalia, and
ngincar
Natalia is
Novaria,
an
guys.
absolute monster.
Hellcatnya
Beloyski,
ngincar
this time he's
Novaria
found
terus.
another Natalia. It's in the form of a Hellcat. And that's why we were all quite flabbergasted by the Novario pick after the Hellcat. Because, yeah, K's,
Yeah.
they're probably really confident in their peel, but the fact that the Hellcat is constantly just going to be
Pertama,
in the bushes,
Nah,
staying
tuh.
away. Oh, a random gank up top.
Yep, good Spirit of Glory. Good DPS there, enough to take Watt down. No Purify. Take a look at Drian here, looking for a counter play. Good taunt on towards the boy. It's gonna be the main
Tuh,
target
taunt
here.
tadi.
Oh my goodness, Dixon
Beloyski.
taken down to Derek.
Baloy. Nice.
And Gary
Itulah yang
finds
diincar
another.
Baloy.
Four
Yang penting
members,
Novaria,
four members
guys.
taken out here. And Gary, being
Nah.
the Lone Ranger, Ray Beloyski will tag team on towards Gary. It
Gokil.
seems like
Ternyata.
Gary will not have enough sustainability. And Ray collects the
Lord,
monster.
bisa nggak
This match
sih,
is
Lord?
so sloppy. The
Reload
fights
ini,
everywhere,
guys.
so messy. But Geekfam, they constantly come out on top, and Beloyski is that cleanup crew that you could always expect as the Hellcat just bursts
Kill
the
Baloy.
backline. The way he plays this Hellcat is so good. And in game fact, with the new application GoPay, this marks Hellcat's debut in MPL ID Season 13 after its last usage by Celiboy in MPL ID Season 12 when Ultra Ego secured a victory against Dewa United.
Dapat lagi Novaria.
Oh, maybe execute. No, it's on
Hampir.
cooldown. Luckily for Kaze, though, Beloyski was unable to find the punish. But yeah, that's a lord. That's a free lord for Geek and 5,000 gold lead. Dewa United, are they crumbling?
They certainly are. It's a 5,000 gold lead for Geekfam,
High
like you
ground
mentioned,
kuat
Gani.
sih,
And
dan
take
Novaria,
a
guys.
look at the items for Mr. Beloyski. BBB, big boy Beloy. Wait, now they teleport down below.
Clear aja
but
itu
what he
bawah.
has have to
Oh
see.
jangan, ya.
And it looks like he's building towards DHS? There's no way that's a win in nature, so it has to be a DHS, right? Meanwhile, for the Moskov as well, that's the power spike, the 3-item power spike that you would want
Baloy
on the
ngincar
Moskov
Nova nih
plus the win in
pokoknya.
nature. So Beloyski is playing in the side, and I think if even Watt walks up, that BOD is going to definitely, you know, give him a whole lot of despair. By the way, it's a 2,000 gold lead for the most part on the side of Geekfam for their MM, 1,400, 2,000 on the roam, and 2,000 in the jungle. Despite Ray not able to secure a lot of turtles in this game, it's still A-OK for Ray. He was able to counter jungle a whole lot, and now the boy, even with Bloodwings and Chidera with that win in nature, now it gets real tough for Dewa because they're going to have to rely on Kaze to actually execute Chidera. Meanwhile, for the rest of the team,
Tapi mau spot
Watts,
tuh ada
Gary,
Fire
even
nih.
Dixon, it's going to be tough to take Chidera down with that win in nature.
Ini udah untung
If
banget nih Lord pertama.
retrospectively the Hellcat was played jungle, will it function as maximized as this? Because you can see so much freedom given to Beloyski with the Hellcurt so that he can snowball and get the kills. Will it function differently if it's played
Beda
in the
duit
hands of
6.000.
Rainy?
Yeah, it'll be definitely different because when you're in the jungle, you're focused on farming as well, right? You're not
Maju
just
ke
focused on looking
7.000,
for kills, on roaming
berat,
around the
guys.
map, and that's why I feel like the Hellcurt just fits better in roam.
Harus dapat
Beloyski
momen
thinks
six nih.
the same way here because he knows how to play that Natalia. It's basically the same playstyle, by the way. Yes, it is
Ah,
an
nih.
EHS for the Hellcurt, so even the tanky
Whoa.
members aren't safe.
Oh, Dark Knight falls committed. My goodness.
guys.
The Scorpion.
bisa
Oh my
perang
lord.
Dewa
Drian
kayak
now.
gitu.
Low HP. Luke
What?
will be the trade though. Dixon taken out as well
Wow.
as Geekfam.
Wow.
Let's
Kaderanya.
just show who is boss in this first game. And Geekfam,
Satu
he's
tukar
left
4,
all
guys.
alone. And Beloyski, the
And
man
bisa
who
sini.
started it all. Diversion play.
Nah.
Please. Good night. Geekfam
And
will
guys.
tuck the gods to bed in the first game.
The
And
gods
guys.
are not bleeding
And
anymore.
GG,
They're
GG,
hemorrhaging.
GG.
And this time, they fall again,
GG,
unable
Geek.
to control their bleeding. Geekfam,
Kill, gokil.
they take
El
game number
Catron.
1.
Dicoba guys,
One of the
direng.
absolute banger of a game 1 to start things off here for week number 8.
Cobain
When these
lah.
teams need to
Cobain,
find
guys.
victories. Geekfam utilizing the new Hellcurt pick that has just been
Gokil.
left available without any hesitation, utilizes it, plays with the flex potential of the Hellcurt and the Barats as well.